what's up, fellas? I'm Malicious Female Fan. Steve Malicious here with an update on the Razer Phone 2. Unfortunately, not the update that I wanted to be having on the Razer Phone 2, but the one we've been given nonetheless. So on my original Razer Phone video from a couple months ago, someone had left a comment saying, hey, there was an update, can you check it out? And I was all excited. I was like, this is it, this is the day. We're getting Android 10 on the Razer Phone 2. And I go check it out, and it's actually just the June security update, which is fine. And then July they did the same thing, the July security update for Android 9. And then I started getting a little worried. And that's the reason for this video today and the update today is when I did the original Razer Phone 2 video, they were still telling people, now listen, this was a nonsense answer at the time, but they were telling people, oh, when you asked about Android 10, when you chat up support, they say, oh, well, our engineers are looking into the viability on the device, which is nonsense, right? This is a Snapdragon 845, 8 gigs of RAM. There were plenty of other devices with a lot less power already running Android 10, but we're getting the benefit of the doubt. At that point, I put it at about 50-50 whether we were going to get Android 10 or not. And now when you message support and say, hey, what's up with Android 10? Oh, we don't have any information. Haven't heard anything. So that's a bug-off answer. That's less than 10%. Haven't heard anything? Well, you can't go down the hall and ask? How? It takes 6 months to figure out whether a device with a Snapdragon 845 can run Android 10 or not? And it's really a shame because this is still a fantastic device. The 120 hertz refresh rate, the design, the build quality, 4,000 milliamp hour battery, still perfectly usable in 2020. Great for games. The little subtle hint of the RGB so you get some of that color, but it's not absurd. And it would have been nice to see Razer. I know they're exiting the mobile market, which might be the reasoning for this as well. But it would have been nice to see Razer come up with a Razer Phone 3. You could see what it would be like with perhaps one of the higher refresh rate OLED panels, maybe 120 hertz on one of those. That'd be really nice to look at and game on the 16:9 aspect ratio, which I think for a gaming phone definitely is the right choice. And I understand all these other companies are making gaming phones. I understand there's the Black Shark and the Red Magic and the Republic of Gamers phone, and that's all well and good. But with the Razer phone, it's nice to have a gaming phone that doesn't look like it was designed by a 6th grade art class. You got, oh, I'll have red over here, and I'll have blue over here, and I'll have a big fin running down the middle. And this you could take out to dinner. You could take it to a meeting. You could put out on a table and not look like an idiot. It's basically what it is. And the build quality is excellent, top tier. The vapor chamber was cool. So it's a shame that this design will not carry forward and that we're not getting the updates for the pre-existing one, especially since you paid all of that money. And the one thing that I caught myself doing, and this is kind of going to be the meat of the video, or at least the heart of it, I caught myself saying, well, hey, at least we're getting the July security patch for Android 9. No. We have to stop normalizing this behavior with the Android phone makers that they could just give one, maybe 2 updates and it's okay. Especially on the flagship devices when you're getting top tier specs and you're paying top tier dollars. The Google standard of 3 years should be the minimum standard for Android. 3 years of updates. I understand it's up to each one of the different makers. I understand it's not the easiest process in the world. That's why I'm not asking for the iPhone standard. I'm not asking for 5 and 6 years of support on these legacy devices. Because I understand that Apple knows the exact chipset that every single one of them is using because they designed the thing from front to back. So I get it. You can't do that on Android. Different hardware, different chipsets. It has to work on a whole wide variety of things. So it's not realistic to get 5 and 6 years. But I don't think 3 is unrealistic. And don't tell me it's a problem with the skins. Right? If you have a skin that can't be ported in a timely fashion, you can't skin Android, the new version, in a timely fashion to release it, don't skin it. If you have a skin of Android that you can't optimize across all your catalog of devices, don't skin it or lightly skin it. You know, we pat Samsung on the head like a puppy who just learned how to use a wee pad because you get 2 updates. Oh, good job, Samsung. Good job. 2 updates. Meanwhile, you got a situation where the Note 9, which is still a fantastic device, isn't even going to get Android 11. Based on what they did with the Note 8. You got a situation where the skins sometimes break the phone with Samsung. One UI 1.0 on the Note 9? That wasn't fun. And you'll notice a lot of times the first version only works well on that year's device. Because we normalized this behavior. We made it okay because we could move on to the next device. Oh yeah, leave us behind on this one. They could focus and they're all like, oh well, they're gonna buy it anyway. So we're gonna focus on this year's device and getting the software set for that device and optimized, and we're not even gonna worry about those legacy devices. It's gotta stop. You're paying good money, even today, for these devices. If they're a year old, 2 years old, I don't think it's absurd to want the top tier performance, good optimization that keeps your battery life proper, and just some of the new features that new versions of Android provide. And I don't think you should have to buy a new phone every 2 years or only buy a Pixel in order to get that kind of support with Android. I don't think that's absurd. You're not paying $300. Paying $800, $900, whatever this was when it released. Samsung phones, you're paying $1,200, $1,400. Not paying peanuts. These are not mid-range budget devices that you're like, oh, geez, we're lucky it just runs. We're lucky it turns on. That's not the case. It shouldn't be reflected in the software support. Don't think that's too much to ask. On the Razer phone specifically, I know people had comments in the video that I did regarding cleaning it and how it could get a couple specks here and there in the grill. Well, I'm sure you watched teardown videos on this phone, but even though the top bezel and the bottom bezel look like they're all speaker grill, they're really not. The top portion of the phone only has speaker in that little section there, and on the bottom, it's kind of orientated to the right, where it's just a little bit speaker here. The rest is just kind of perforated material. So if you have something on the left-hand side here, like I have a little speck here, you could go in. Safety pin's a little bit too big, but you could go in kind of with a sewing needle, a smaller one, and don't go stabbing the thing, okay? Don't go digging in there like, go ahead and gently kind of scoop out that debris, and you'll be okay, because it does get quite a bit of debris in it, especially if you don't have anything covering these particular areas of the phone. But overall, I'm still loving using it. That's part of the reason why I'm so passionate about the fact that some of these phones aren't getting Android updates, because there's a lot of them, this one included, that I would very much love using well into the future. So it'd be nice to see them, especially when they're capable of getting the latest and greatest. If you're still using your Razer Phone 2, let me know in the comments section below. If you've made it this far, like, comment, subscribe, all that fun stuff. Until next time. See if we turn the RGB on for the end. Have that Steve-alicious day.